You ever scroll through Instagram and see someone your age driving a brand new BMW, taking trips to Dubai, wearing designer clothes, and you're sitting there thinking, wait, how are they affording this? Because you make decent money, you budget, you're responsible, and somehow you still feel behind. Yeah, that's literally most people watching this. Here's the thing. The people who look rich are often the most financially fragile. And today, we're breaking down the math and the psychology behind the fake rich illusion. My name is Nickee, and I spend way too much time thinking about why people look wealthy but aren't actually building wealth. If you're someone who feels like everyone else is ahead of you financially, even though you're doing everything right, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. We assume visible luxury equals financial success. New car equals rich. Luxury apartment equals rich. Designer clothes equals rich. But according to a Federal Reserve survey, nearly 60% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency expense without borrowing money. Let that sink in. The same people driving $60,000 cars might not have $1,000 in cash. Here's what most people don't realize. Income is loud. Wealth is quiet. Let's say someone buys a $55,000 car. They put $5,000 down and finance $50,000 at 6% interest for 6 years. That's about $830 a month. Now add insurance, say $200 a month. Fuel, maybe $200 a month. Maintenance averaged out $100 a month. That's roughly $1,330 a month to look successful. Over 6 years, $1,330 times 72 months equals $95,760. $95,000 for something that depreciates. Meanwhile, if someone invested $1,330 a month into an index fund averaging 8% annually, after 6 years, they'd have roughly $116,000. That's not just a car difference, that's a future freedom difference. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but they can afford it. Maybe they just make more money. Sometimes that's true, but a lot of the time, it's lifestyle inflation. When income goes up, expenses rise to match it. You get a raise, upgrade apartment. New job, upgrade car. Bonus, book a luxury trip. It feels like progress, but psychologically what's happening is called hedonic adaptation. You adapt to the new standard quickly, the excitement fades, and now the higher expense feels normal, so you upgrade again and again. It's like running on a treadmill that speeds up every time you get stronger. Look, we are wired for social comparison. A Princeton study found that beyond a certain income level, around $75,000 to $85,000 adjusted for inflation, increases in income don't dramatically improve day-to-day happiness. But what does affect happiness? Relative income, meaning you don't care how much you make, you care how much you make compared to the people around you. So when your friend posts their new watch, your brain doesn't think, that's a $10,000 watch. It thinks, I'm falling behind. This is where it gets really interesting. The people who are truly wealthy often drive modest cars, live below their means, and don't look flashy at all, because their goal isn't admiration, it's optionality. I once knew someone making $140,000 a year. Sounds solid, right? Luxury apartment, $3,000 a month. Car payment, $900 a month. Student loans, $600 a month. Dining out and lifestyle, $1,500 a month. Subscriptions, travel, random spending, another $1,000. By the time taxes and everything hit, they were saving maybe $300 a month on $140,000. That's the fake rich illusion. High income, low freedom. Here's what most people don't calculate. Stress. When your lifestyle consumes 90% of your income, you can't quit a toxic job, take a career risk, move cities, start a business, take time off. You're trapped. Wealth isn't about the car. It's about the ability to say no. Okay, but I don't want to live like a monk. Good, you shouldn't. This isn't about deprivation, it's about intentional spending. There's a difference between spending to impress and spending because it genuinely improves your life. A $3,000 vacation you save for and truly enjoy? Great. A $1,200 monthly car payment because you want validation? Different story. Let's say you earn $70,000 a year. After taxes, maybe you take home $52,000. If you save and invest 20%, about $10,400 per year at an average 8% return, after 20 years, you'd have roughly $475,000. Keep going to 30 years, over $1 million. Not from a crazy salary, not from crypto magic, from discipline and time. That's how real wealth is built. Boring, consistent, invisible. Audit your status spending. Look at the last 3 months of expenses. Highlight anything you bought primarily for appearance, not enjoyment, not function, appearance. Calculate opportunity cost. Take one large monthly expense and calculate what it becomes if invested for 10 years at 8%. Write that number down. Make it real. Create a freedom fund. Before upgrading lifestyle, build 6 months of expenses. That's your anti-stress shield. Because here's the truth. You don't want to look rich. You want to be unshakable. The fake rich illusion survives because it's visible. Debt isn't visible. Stress isn't visible. Empty bank accounts aren't visible. But net worth is invisible, and that's where real power lives. The next time you see someone flexing online, ask yourself, do I want their car or do I want their balance sheet? Look, financial freedom isn't flashy. It's quiet confidence. It's sleeping well at night. It's knowing that if something goes wrong, you're fine. And that is way more impressive than a leased lifestyle. If this video helped you see through the illusion, give it a thumbs up. And if you're serious about building real wealth instead of performing it, hit subscribe. Because we don't chase the image here, we build the foundation.